Good day, this is the latest video update on Typhoon Muifa on the tropical storm Merbok. It is the 4th of August 2011, 08:30 Zulu, 4:30 p.m. Philippine time, or 5:30 p.m. Japan time. And I have Muifa, Bagyong Kabayan, now beginning to affect Okinawa and the other surrounding islands. It's last located approximately 220 kilometers southeast of Okinawa, with maximum sustained winds of 165 kph, gusting to 200. Muifa is moving westward at 10 kph. It's really slowed down for the past 12 hours and barely moving in the seas south of Okinawa, and also showing some wobbling as it moves westward. And you can also see winds have decreased now to 165. Category 2 typhoon, still powerful typhoon, and still going to be bringing in strong winds for Okinawa there. And latest infrared image actually showing improved organization, and the latest frames also showing a blow up of convective activity, especially in the southern periphery. And also this band trying to wrap around this the center. You can also see the eye wall still intact there, and you also see in this visible image the eye, although a little bit cloud filled. Then you can also see in this image Okinawa and Amami are beginning to get that rain bands from Muifa. And yeah, in terms of winds, you can also see here latest wind reports from JMA. Areas now reporting around 50 to 60 kph, and Daitojima also still reporting strong winds. The worst is over for those islands, but it's only going to be ramping up here in Okinawa and the surrounding islands. Right now you can also see strongest winds of around 80 kph being reported along the coastal sections, and Naha Airport actually reporting 50 to 60 kph winds, gusting to 70 to 80 kph with a pressure of around 984 millibars. So now those tropical storm force winds now making their way to the island. And as I said, it will only get worse as Muifa moves south, and the peak winds will definitely be around typhoon strength, which could happen by around midnight and into early Friday morning tomorrow. And we have here also the latest satellite analysis, wind analysis, and you can see 60 knot winds and also 65 knot winds not far from the island. And you can definitely see also this winds of around 90 to 100 knots just away, 50 kilometers away from the center. It could brush the southernmost part of the island by early tomorrow there. And you can also see here Amami Islands going to be experiencing as well tropical storm winds, and also probably as south as Ishikagijima by tomorrow as Muifa moves between the islands there. But again, very slow movement today, around 10 kph. So those strong winds will continue affecting the islands for at least 12 hours, only subsiding gradually by Friday afternoon there. Also, we have the winds, the rains, and you can see in this radar image from JMA also the rain bands, the heavier bands now making their way towards the island. You can also see the rain rates around 10 to 20 millimeters per hour. So, and again, with the speed, the forward speed being so slow, we expect the rains to continue falling for again 12 hours or so. Daitojima, Minami Daito reporting around 75 millimeters of rain for 24 hours, but still you can still see rain moving across the island. So probably expect that amounts to rise just a little bit. Now for Okinawa, I'm expecting around 100 to 200 millimeters of rain for next 12 to 24 hours there as Muifa moves south and southwest. again with the slow movement. I won't be surprised if you have isolated amounts of upwards of 200 millimeters or more there. And also those outer rain bands making their way as far north as Amami and their Ryukyus there. Also be reminded the strong waves being generated by Muifa. We also have actually high wave warnings as far north as Kyushu there in mainland Japan. And also we have now storm warnings up for Okinawa, and also for thunderstorms and strong winds there. We also have the latest short-term forecast from JMA. Also, they are expecting a very slow movement. You can see by around 3 a.m. Japan time, they are still expecting Muifa to be just south of the island, not making any sort of distance whatsoever. But by Friday afternoon, you can still see Muifa within around 200 kilometers, 150 kilometers actually south of Okinawa by that time. So again, the effects will likely last throughout tomorrow, throughout Friday. Again, we'll continue having those strong winds as Maun moves closer to the island. We also have the typhoon timeline here from Kadena Basin. You can also see here max winds are expected Friday morning around 8 or 10 a.m. Local time there, with maximum gusts of up to 105 knots or 195 kph. So also the bases there expecting strong winds from Muifa, only to get worse throughout the night, and as you can see here, peaking by Friday morning. And they're actually under T-Core 1C now, T-Core 1 caution, and you can also see personnel will be released, and commissary and other facilities will be closed inside the base there. So lots of preparation being taken there also. In terms of the long-term forecast, moving away from Okinawa just a bit, now showing the latest steering analysis, and you can see this ridge pushing Muifa westward. Again, as I said, those small wobbles by Muifa could impact the overall forecast track in the long term. But in terms of the ridge, we're now getting an idea of it being weak enough to allow Muifa to just skirt the eastern coast of China, near around the Zhejiang province, around Shanghai, by Sunday Japan time there. Also, the forecast from the computer models now having a closer consensus, or closer agreement, but still you can still see UK Met being tracking Muifa to the west, showing an anomalous straight track there. But you can see most of the models moving this to the north, and actually also the Euro model, or ECMWF, not showing here, but the Euro model also showing Muifa tracking northward, passing close to the east of Shanghai by Sunday. Also Euro model, and the other models for that matter, also expecting Muifa to intensify just a little bit as it passes around the area of East China Sea. And you can also see in this ocean heat content graph that in about 12 to 24 hours, Muifa will be moving across waters with higher ocean heat content and higher sea surface temperatures as well. So yeah, definitely we expect Muifa to regain a little bit of intensity, and we're actually seeing that right now in the infrared. But what worries me is the slow movement, so we'll see how it impacts Muifa's re-intensification if it does happen. Now for the forecast from the weather agencies, you can see JMA also tracking Muifa by Saturday, moving to north and also west-northwestward, and then by Sunday making landfall, as I said, in Zhejiang province, moving towards west of Shanghai, and weakening to a tropical storm as it moves and as it interacts with that terrain here in eastern China. JTWC also showing a similar scenario here, although showing Muifa to track closer to Kadena or to Okinawa than what the JMA is saying. But in terms of the long-term forecast, you can see also tracking it just a little bit east compared to JMA, showing it tracking and again skirting the coastal areas, probably again brushing Shanghai by Sunday morning. Also you can see weakening to a tropical storm by Monday as it moves parallel to the eastern China seaboard there. And comparing that with the other weather agencies, you can see most of them also bringing Muifa towards Zhejiang province, again towards Shanghai. So for folks from Shanghai, it looks like we have a medium to high chance of seeing Muifa making landfall or directly affecting us, directly affecting the area, the city, by Sunday morning local time there. Also here forecast, expecting that, and yeah, going ahead and agreeing with JTWC, also although shifting my forecast a little bit to the west, making landfall again near Shanghai by Sunday morning. And again, I'm also expecting Muifa to regain a little bit of intensity beginning tomorrow, Friday, as it moves again to that warmer areas, warmer seas, probably peaking at around category 3, around 105 knots. And actually you can see also this JMA forecast expecting it to peak around 100 knots. So also they are also expecting that to intensify into a category 3 typhoon, but it will be short-lived. It will again weaken by Sunday as it moves closer to land there. Now moving away from Muifa now, you have tropical storm Merbok. Good news is that the tropical depression south of Japan has actually dissipated, so no more warnings for that system. So now moving on to Merbok, and well away from any land in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You can see location 1,150 kilometers west-northwest of Wake Islands, very far from any sort of land. Maximum sustained winds have increased a little bit to 75 kph, gusting to 100. So Merbok is moving westward at 20 kilometers per hour. You can see also in this visible image, largely disorganized still. The low-level circulation center was partially exposed actually this morning, right around here, with the convection mainly staying around the periphery of the storm. And you can also see eastern half remaining empty, and also this IR image looking very unorganized and looking very unhealthy at the moment for a tropical storm. And you can still see those convection trying to blow up, and also actually here near the center for the past few hours we've been seeing that flare up of convection near the center. I mean, the environment is still favorable, wind shear around 10 to 15 knots. So, and models are also forecasting this to strengthen. You can see, take a look at this model forecast again. We have Merbok here, and most of them showing that early recurvature away from Japan, away from any land, so no threats from Merbok. But still, we're going to be watching this storm for any sort of changes. Also here, JTWC expecting Merbok to intensify actually to a typhoon around 65 to 70 knots by Sunday, Saturday, actually as early as Saturday and into Sunday there, moving north and eventually northeast, recurving towards the northern Pacific Ocean. And finally, we have JMA, also showing the general idea of early recurvature away from any land. JMA also expecting Merbok to intensify to a severe tropical storm by Saturday, not typhoon yet, but also expecting this to intensify further there. So yeah, that is the forecast for today, and showing you Kadena weather for folks down there in Kadena Basin, also JMA for the latest warnings, and actually the radar and wind reports that I've shown you earlier in this video. Stay safe out there, and if you have photos or videos to share, you can email us And also visit us at westernpacificweather.com or leave a comment on our YouTube page. But please stay safe, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow again. Bye bye.